bunch of these companies have taken down all the bios for their executive leadership. Yep. That is Taylor Lorenz's doing. She engaged in veiled terrorism, and they all responded.
And she doubled down on it.
Yeah, Blue Cross reversed a policy, and then all these big companies are now taking their photos and bios down from websites and deleting the pages.
Yep.
This is crazy. So here's what I think y'all need to consider. Do you think that these CEOs, these executives, saw the news and went, "Oh, geez," and then called and said, "Take those pages down"? Or do you think these CEOs who contract some of the biggest security firms in the world got on the phone and said, "What is this about? What do you think?" And the security firm said, "This is a targeted political hit." So I'll just say this. Having security, my understanding of this is we don't make moves without consulting security because that's why we pay them. Mm-hmm. So, we've P.O. boxes and things like this. When they come to us and they tell us, like, hey, here's the assessment, here's what we consider, we do it. So, for instance, when we were getting swatted in bomb threats, often the show would go on and we'd be like, "Oh, we were swatted earlier, but you didn't see it because security takes care of these things." But there was that one day where we evacuated the building for 3 hours. Mm-hmm. My point is, their security companies believe there is a strong enough possibility that this is a politically motivated assassination. That's why they took action.
And wouldn't reversing policy and acquiescing actually make it worse?
Well, I don't know. I can't make an assessment on make it worse or not. But I don't think they make any move without consulting lawyers and security.
Right.
And so they probably go to their security company and say, what is the chance that this is targeting CEOs of healthcare companies, or is it anything else? The fact that they actually paid the money to remove this information, because not like it's the most expensive thing in the world,
right? But
the bigger the company, the more expensive it's going to be. They probably had to call the dev team and say, "We need this taken down, get it done," and then it doesn't cost that much for a company this big. But it certainly means that they put in effort. They must believe there's a reasonable possibility this was politically motivated.
I wonder if the security companies actually were like, hey, like reached out and said, "Look, we're in charge of your security. You need to take these down now."
It could be this too. That it might be exactly that. Not that they know anything, but that they said, they may have called and said, "If you publish your photo and your name, we can't protect you." And so the company then just reacted and did it.
Well, you know what? All of the pamphlets and all of the books that have the CEO pictures in those, you're going, you're going to pull those too?
But the idea is like, first line of like the easiest thing first, right? So somebody will take more effort to go and find a pamphlet and then get information on that person. Just because a door lock can be can be passed really easily doesn't mean you don't lock your door.
Websites next.
Yeah. I'll give you guys another example because I'm very pro 2A, and I've often said that look, if you want to carry a gun and we do an event, I don't care. If I don't want to do the event because I'm scared of guns, I won't do the event. And then we can't get insurance or security.
Yeah.
So it's not even an issue of what I want and what I believe in. We get told by different security companies, you want to allow weapons in the event? Okay, we can't protect you. And they were like, "You can pay us, but we tell you straight up, there's no security at your event." And we're like, "Okay." And they're like, "So do you want security or not?" And then the other issue is insurance. You want people to open carry or concealed carry at your event? Insurance says, "Sorry, not interested. Can't get insurance. Can't do the event."
Does the same thing hold true? Is that why among other things, why federal buildings have the same?
No, federal buildings are they've made that law.
Yeah. But I'm saying like at banks and stuff, or any regular business that says,
it depends on the bank. I mean,
most banks have like a gun with a circle and a line through it, being like weapons are not permitted in the premises.
Unless you're a criminal, then you bring it anyways.
Because those don't do anything.
In New Hampshire, there's like none of the
private business. Like a private business, is that not just because federally it's looked upon?
What?
Is it like that with private businesses because they're not federally bound to have?
What do you mean is like?
Okay, so if you're at a CVS and you have like no guns allowed on the premises, right? Is that because of federal law? Is that just because of insurance?
That is likely because of a policy that the store owner has. Okay. It's not going to be a federal thing because the government isn't going to say, "Oh, you can't bring this into a privately owned business."
Okay.
So
what I want to know is, where is he?
Right?
Where is he?
They say he fled the state.
Back to Atlanta.
Atlanta.
I thought they said that he got
America,
off.
Man.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Well, that's what they're saying. What, he bought a bus ticket from Atlanta to New York with a fake ID?
Oh, was that what the situation was? Oh.
Okay, dude. If it's If this dude actually was flirting with some chick and pulled his mask down, and that's how he gets caught,
that is the most movie part of the whole plot.
It is, right?
As much as like whether we're talking about the dude clearing his, clearing the rounds individually, whether we're talking about the fact that he's cool and calm the entire time, doesn't react to the civilian on the side, whether we're talking about the fact that he absconds, moves, and changes clothes, and then gets caught because he turns around and pulls his mask down to flirt with someone. They've literally done episodes of TV shows where that happens, where like there's an episode of White Collar where like a guy, we were talking about it earlier, where a guy like steals a painting and then he gets caught on camera, like looks back at a girl and they catch his face in the camera. That's literally this. Like this whole thing is a movie plot.
But you know what? In looking at that video, and we were talking about earlier, nobody says, well, not that many people talk about, there was a guy in the truck. There was a guy in the truck and he saw everything and just... Okay.
Yeah, because he'll become Daniel Penny if he does anything about it.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.